Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, hey guys, didn't see you there. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this thing that Ruger built. Yeah, I'll just get right into it. This thing's weird. All right, so how did I come across this gun? Last year, or well, every year, there's a local competition in my area, and of 30 some odd people, the top 3 win guns. I placed second last year, and this was my prize, minus the scope. I just got the gun. This is the Ruger 1022 Tactical. It is a Ruger 1022 receiver, barrel, magazines. So mechanically, it is a Ruger 1022. I mean, everybody knows what that is. Tried and true. They've been around forever. Parts are everywhere. Nothing new there. This is really just a plastic chassis for it that makes it tactical. It's super goofy. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I kind of wish it was just a straight up 1022, but whatever. It's something different. So the reason why it's so goofy, I'll get it right off the bat, is that it feels, pistol grip, adjustable stock, everything, the way it points, the way it moves. It reminds me of an AR until I try and do anything, and then I remember that it's not an AR. So the mag release, I mean, this is where I go for my mag release, normally on an AR. That's your safety. There is a molded in mag release here that does nothing. You gotta go down underneath, just like a 1022. So yeah, I'm hitting that all the time. And if you look at it, then you hit that, yeah, it's a mess. Now, for the safety, as I, kind of alluded to already, it's the normal crossbolt safety that we all know from the 1022. But because I'm used to running between my ARs, my FAL, everything, I'm used to running a thumb safety. Oh, there's a lever here, I can feel it. Why isn't it moving? Oh wait, it's down here. So it just gets super, super confusing. I think it's not that hard to learn from one thing to another, because when you reach for something and it's not there, you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I need to go to this other place. But with this thing, you reach for it and it is there. It just doesn't do what you think it's going to do. It's super weird. Considering I'm using this in a competitive context, it's not very often that I need it, but fast reloads are occasionally important for this league that I do, and I do plan on using this for the league this year. So the reloads, like I say, it's just a normal 1022. With a normal 1022, you can very easily see the mag well. You can see exactly where it needs to go. That actually went really easy. This one, it has this gigantic mag well that is significantly, let's see if I can get you a good view on this. Anyway, the mag well is larger than the actual opening that the mag needs to go in. And so you're like, oh, here's this gigantic mag well. You shove it in, but then you get caught on one of the lips, or it gets kind of bound up in this mag well, because they're trying to add too much to what's already going on. It's not an AR mag. Once you get it in, it just goes. In a 1022, or normal 1022, you can very easily see exactly where it needs to go. With this one, there's a lot of room here. You can get it misaligned. You can get it moving like this. It's doable. It'll take some practice, but it's just weird. That's my summary for this gun, is that it's just weird as far as the ergos go. Now, one of the things that I am concerned about is the fact that this is just a plastic chassis for the receiver. Not only is it, the handguard, the stock back here, all of that being plastic, but there is no way to mount your optic to the receiver. This is all a polymer monolithic rail, goes all the way across the top, this piece all the way along here. The handguard is separate from the rail. This is all separate piece. There's a few pieces here that are kind of just screwed together. And so, it's a 22, it's never going to be a real precise gun, but it's still just a little bit concerning that there is no interface between the scope and the receiver. It is all plastic. Okay, random. So you can't mount the scope directly to the receiver, but it's a 22. Who cares? What's it gonna hurt you? Well, this chassis gives me a couple other issues as well. So it's not just that there's no way to mount directly to the receiver, but this pick rail is the only mounting surface that I have whatsoever. So you can see under here, there's no rail, and there's no way to put on any pick sections or anything. This is what you get. There's no way to put a bipod on here. Luckily, I prefer bags, so it's not a huge deal for me, but it would be kind of nice to have, at least to have the option, you know, but there is nothing I can do here. I would probably run a VertiGrip if I was able to, but like I said, nothing I can do here. Because of this is a 6-24, which there's a couple closer range events, and 6 is going to be entirely too much at those closer range events. So I need something on the side. Well, it'd be super ghetto, but I do have a red dot. I was like, okay, whatever. If I can mount something at 90, I'll do it. Put it on here, call it a day. Just run it like this. Like I say, super ghetto, but whatever. Like I said, there's no way to mount anything on here either. So what I'm going to have to do is, instead of just buying a $10 pick section or something and putting it on the side, I'm going to have to get a set of canted, or the 45-degree sights. I've got a set. There's one set that I found that I really liked. They're steel folding canted sights. Anyway, they're like $150 or something. I'm not looking forward to buying those, but that's really the only option I have is for coming off of here. That said, because this is all plastic, I'm a little worried about deflection. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Anyway, a little bit of deflection in the handguard. It's a 22, I'm shooting at 50 yards, not a big deal, but just as a concept, the fact that, when I mount my front sight clear up here, this is just a plastic handguard. It's gonna be really easy to make it flex, really easy to bump it, whatever. Not great. So the thing about this gun is, at its heart, it is a Ruger 10/22. Tried and true, great gun, reliable, cheap, all that, money, love it, no problem there. The thing is, they tried to make it tactical, and everything tactical about it is wrong. There's no way to mount anything. The handguard has deflection, there's no way to mount to the rail. The stock just needs some work, whatever. Needs work done a little bit, but the stock's not great either. It's very narrow, it kind of sits in your shoulder weird. I don't know what monster they had holding this thing when they were developing it, but when you put the stock all the way out, it is unreal, I do like shorter length of pull guns. I typically run my ARs on position 3, but this thing is just, what the hell, So I'm still kind of messing with it between position 1 and position 2, but yeah, like I say, everything tactical about this is just super goofy. So anyway, enough talking. Let's go out and do the one thing that this thing is good at, and just go do some plinking with my what is a 10/22. Okay, I told myself I wasn't going to do any accuracy testing today, go look at Iraq Veteran or 22 Plinkster or whoever, but I accidentally brought more kinds of ammo than I thought I did, so I was like, whatever, might as well do it since I'm here. So I'm going to start off with this, here you go, start off with some Blazer, then put in a new mag of, this is a better angle, this Norma, and then I'm going to have to load my mag back up, but then I will do the CCI mini mag. If you've ever seen this box before, if you know, you know. So let's get started. Yeah, what did I build such a big bumper for? It's not a bumper, it was clearly a gun rack / shooting rest. Also, keep in mind, I am shooting standing, so these groups may not be the best, but it's cold, the ground is wet, it just snowed, I'm not laying down. right. Blazer down. Got the Normas. I happen to have exactly 5 rounds of this Norma left, so perfect number. All right. Hi there. Nice to have you back. All right, actually got a good group out of that one. Or as good as I'm hoping for out of a 22. All right, gotta load my mag. Before I forget, I don't know if you could hear the difference, but those Norma mags were super quiet. So those are kind of a match ammo, I think, which a lot of times they load lower. But anyway, kind of different. But anyway, here we go with the CCI mini mags. Actually, not a bad group out of those mini mags. I don't think I've ever had a 22 shoot those mini mags well before. Granted, that wasn't a whole lot, that was only 5 rounds. But normally, even 5 rounds, I can tell that they're pretty shit, but that actually worked pretty well. Okay, we're actually very consistent here. So this is actually the Blazers to begin with. So we're looking at a little over an inch there. So, and this is all at 50 yards, of course. So not too bad, just over an inch. Down here, and don't worry, this one I was aiming at that, and then these ones I was using my Christmas tree and my scope to pick at different points on here to aim. So don't worry, I was aiming at a small definite point. This was the Norma here. Again, 1.1 inch. And over here, this was those mini mags. A little bit bigger here. I don't know, 1.25 inch. This is not the greatest doing this on steel. 1.25 inch. So, I mean, very slightly bigger. Probably just my air more than anything. So yeah, Norma, or Blazer, Norma, mini mag, all very consistent. And like I said, I was shooting off of a little bit of wobbly support. I guess the support was solid. I'm just wobbly. If I was prone, perfect conditions, those all would have been under an inch. I'm pretty confident in that. So that actually did pretty well. The CMMG conversion that I ran out of an AR last year was definitely not that accurate. So running out of a legit 22, that worked well. But like I said, at the end of the day, the heart of that gun is a Ruger 1022, so what else to expect? Real quickly, I'm just going to show you what it looks like trying to load and reload quickly. So in the competition, where I compete with this, the speed events where reloading actually becomes a factor, you actually have to start unloaded. So you are actually starting unloaded, shoot a few rounds, reload, shoot a few rounds. So this is good getting the extra load in, starting with mag out. So I'm gonna do just 5 shots, or load it, 5 shots on steel, reload another 5, super basic, but just show you how I'm running this. And I've done quite a bit of dry fire. I feel like this is still the way to go. So, time. Garbage. I missed one of those. But anyway, you get the point. Kind of running that like an AK. You can't rock it in like an AK. You still have to push it in straight. But coming underneath, and flicking the charging handle from underneath, I'm pretty confident saying that that is the fastest way to go. So let me hit another one of those. All right, take number 2, except this time we're going to hit all 10 shots, unlike last time. Time. Not too bad. I know I definitely could have gone faster, but I've never really done a lot of speed shooting before. You know, really getting into it, shooting fast, pulling the trigger fast. So, still getting used to that part, but that's not the gun's fault. That's just me. I will say that it's cold out here if you can't tell. I will say that the mag release is pretty easy to hit once you remember where it's at. It's not a push up into the receiver like a typical one. It is a lever, so you're able to kind of flick it out with the rest of the mag. So once you remember that it's not here, it's not too bad. So that is helping with the reload some. Anyway, I happen to have 10 rounds left in that box, so we'll do the same thing again. Time. That was better. I'll take that one. Let's go with an end on. Having done a lot of ammo testing with my CMMG conversion out of an AR last year, one thing I do have to say that I'm pretty happy with is that, granted, I only shot 5 rounds out of a few different kinds of ammo, but everything that I've shot so far has grouped about an inch. That CMMG conversion out of an AR, whether it's the conversion or it's the AR, whatever, I don't know, but that was very ammo selective. Some ammo would not run. Some stuff, what did run, whatever, some of it was, you know, an inch, some of it was 2 or 3 inches. It really depended on the ammo. This one, I mean, like I said, that normal was very quiet. It's a much lower velocity. The CCI Mini Mag is substantially louder. It's much faster round. It all shot about the same. They all ran. I've got a couple hundred rounds to this thing. No jams, nothing. So that is definitely a plus. So gotta give credit where credit's due. But like I've said 1,000 times, this is a Ruger 1022. So nothing too out of line there. In summary, why does this thing exist? Similar to my story, because someone made a poor decision one night. Should this thing exist similar to me? No, probably not. But alas, here we are. I got it for free, so we're gonna see what happens. Anyway, I'm probably not gonna get to film any of my competition coming up here in a couple months, but I will definitely let you know how it goes. I've got a fair amount of trigger time on it, screwing around, dry fire, whatever. But as always, competition is a different story sometimes. So anyway, thank you for checking in, and yeah, Ruger, what the hell?